it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Welcome to my YouTube video channel. If you haven't joined me before, absolutely very welcome. If you enjoy what you see, don't forget to subscribe, bottom right hand corner. This video is sort of to do with a blog hop and sort of not, in that I'm not linking the hop. I'm linking the hop in for my blog, but not the video. And this is for the Creating with Kindness design team, and we're doing stamping techniques. So I'm using this really pretty Angels of Peace stamp set from the current mini catalogue. It is on, let me find it for you, Angels of Peace. It's very pretty, except I can't find it. Page 42 of the catalogue, so it is here, and it does go with the Merry Melody 3D embossing folder. It's a little hidden, this embossing folder, but anyway, so this is what I am using, and I am using the embossing folder. I have already embossed the vellum, so I've already prepared a Misty Moonlight card base. I've got a piece of just basic white card to put the vellum on. I'm not going to do the inking that I did on my original, but I did ink the original. You need white behind the gold vellum if you want it to look gold, and doing it straight would have been better, but hey. And I've got a piece of the gold shimmer ribbon that's in the annual catalogue, and a piece of ordinary vellum. So let's get started. So we're going to start with the technique bit and then move from there. So, piece of vellum, my embossing buddy, which has almost got to the point where I'm going to need to replace it after about 20 years. Versamark ink pad and my stamp already on my eye block. Just inking up my stamp, and I do like to make sure I've got it well inked, and then I'm going to just stamp it here, give it a good press, and the impression is on there. And then I've got my gold embossing powder in my new little tub that stacks in a drawer and everything, and my new spoon, and and a cat hair. There's an original thought. Let me just get, that'll be embossing powder everywhere. I just want to get rid of that cat hair. I let one of the cats into my studio. Cat hair everywhere, just saying. I think our cats seem to be molting 365 days of the year. Right, so that is nicely powdered up. Let me just get rid of, let's just sweep it, get rid of the excess powder. Just tap the spoon to get the worst of the powder off. Pop that back in my drawer. And we are good to go. So, heat gun. Now the thing with vellum is that when it starts melting, boy does it melt quickly, because it's a very thin paper. But see what I mean? It just goes wham. Really quick. Oh, come on, back onto your little hook. There you go. Just realised I've got the sound on my laptop, which would be irritating. So, beautifully melted, nice and glossy. So, I have got an old piece of grid paper, which I'm going to bring in, because I'm now going to start plain colouring. So I'm going to turn this over and I am going to colour anything that is her dress and oh no, I'm leaving the bird, so anything that is her dress I'm colouring with dark misty moonlight. And then everything else I'm going to colour with dark pale papaya. Now it's not, her hair gets a bit kind of difficult to sort out, but this is not difficult colouring, and so long as you keep inside the line, that's basically all you need to do at this stage, and I'll show you that in a moment. But you don't need to worry about being delicate about it. All you want to do is get colour onto your vellum. It's as simple as that. Now obviously at the bottom here there isn't an edge, so you can just create an edge. And here again there isn't an edge, so you can create an edge. So having got the outline basically sorted out, I can now come in with my thick end and put lots of colour down. And it's much quicker. So that's that. Then I'm going to come in with my pale papaya dark and colour everything except her face and her hands. But I'm going to do the bird, I'm going to do her wings, and I think that's probably wing through there. There's a wing there, and then the bird. Right, so this is what we have so far. Now I have got one of our old water painters, aqua painters, and I've filled this with 100% alcohol, because what I like to do is grab a piece of kitchen paper, she says, grabbing a piece of kitchen paper, because I like to have something to clean my paintbrush off on. So piece of kitchen paper, and I'm going to start with the pale papaya because it is pale, and I'm just going to add a little bit of alcohol just to move it round a bit, so that we've got those kind of lines that are really on trend at the moment. So you've got blobs, so you don't want to necessarily go all over it, moving all of the ink around. You just want there to be some texture, and then when you turn it over it is going to be quite a lot paler. I think that's probably all I need to do. Now some of it, because it's liquid, will run over the lines, but that's fine. So if I turn it over, it is quite a lot paler, but you've got that lovely texture. Now we do need to leave that to dry. I'm going to leave it to dry naturally for the moment, and if needs be, when I need to actually do something with it, I will blast it with the heat gun. This I keep with the nib up. It's less likely to evaporate that way. And then get rid of those bits. So we have got our piece of basic white card, our ribbon and our music. Now we are going to be adding the angel here, so I know that I can put some adhesive here, so I'm going to. So let me grab my seal and add some adhesive, and as I say, that's where the angel's going to be, so it's fine. I'm also going to have a piece of ribbon about there, so it's going to be in this line here, so I can get some tear and tape and pop a piece of tear and tape there, which coincidentally is the same width as this ribbon. Oop. So that's more adhesive, but it's going to be hidden, and we will actually have the angel a little bit below, yeah, just a little bit below that as well, so I can pop some more adhesive there. And a lot of this is going to be hidden because of the embossing as well. So let's peel the tear and tape off. And pop that down. I'm just going to turn it over and give it a really good press. And in fact, it's not that easy to see where the adhesive is. It's much easier to hide the adhesive on coloured vellum than it is on just plain vellum. Now this is going to go kind of there. So let's have it so that it's sort of straight. Turn it over. And I like Seal Plus to add for my ribbon. It's a stronger adhesive than the standard seal. So let's just pop that on. And I also like to put Seal Plus over the ribbon before sticking it to the card base. So here we have our card base, which I'll fold in half and burnish, and then I can add this to my card base. Yes, I have got another Tombow out. Now, I'm not normally a great fan of putting Tombow onto white card because it can show through, but because we've got the vellum, it's fine. So like that. Turn it over and give it a good press. Put my lid on. And now all I need to see is how this is doing, to which the answer is it's basically dry. Yep. So I'm going to grab my snips and just roughly cut around so I don't have to drag a whole piece of vellum with me. And then all I'm going to do is go round the heat embossing. And vellum is really forgiving with fussy cutting. It actually kind of almost, you can almost tear it. So you could run the, put some pressure on the vellum and pull it through the blades. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can. And as I say, it's really easy to, it's a little damp still, it's not too bad. If you were to use 70% rubbing alcohol, it would take longer to dry, but this is 100%, or 99.9, I think it actually says. But as I say, really easy fussy cutting on vellum. It's much easier than fussy cutting on card. Now on my original, I did go into the gap. So I'm going to be brave, I'm going to do it again on camera. I know it's a recording, but even so, those of you who know me, I don't edit my videos, so what you see is what I do. Into there, and round. Nearly finished. I know this isn't necessarily the most exciting video experience watching me fussy cutting, but hopefully you can see that I'm really not moving my scissors other than opening and closing them, and most of the work is being done by the left hand. So I'm moving the paper to where I want it to cut rather than moving the scissors to where I want them to cut. I'll go up a wee bit and then round. There we go. There's just a little bit here that I'm not 100% happy with. That curl there I want to get. There we go. And that's just the scrappy bit. So that can go in the bin. So here is our angel. And all we need to do now is just pop her on. And I find that glue dots work really well, or you can use Tombow. In fact, on my original, I used tiny weeny bits of dimensional. But I think this time I'm going to use Tombow. Now, what you can do is, because you've actually got lines, what you can do is you can add your adhesive to where those lines are, because the embossing will hide the adhesive. So you just want lots of little dots and lines, just so you've got places where it's going to be stuck down. And just make sure you cover, you know, a reasonable area. That then goes on there. And if I bring the block back in, I can use that to hold it in place while it dries. It will take a little while to dry, but it won't take too long, and then you will end up, obviously without the inking, with something looking like that. So I hope you enjoyed that, one of my quicker videos. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't already subscribe, bottom right hand corner. If you want to see all the other stuff I get up to, I don't do videos for every blog post. You can go over to my blog, and that is linked in the description bar below. If you're in Europe and need any Stampin' Up products, I would be thrilled if you would try my customer service. There's a link to my online store in the description bar below. Thank you very much indeed. Have a fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye!